I don't have time for this bullshit.
Ha! Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. All this guy ever does is BS. Anyway, it's time for another edition of BSing with Big Nate.
Atlas, the only ones, featuring Kellin Quinn, here on another edition of BS with Big Nate. This one's special to me. I feel like it's special to Dougie, Marina, and Paul, but special to me because I feel like since the beginning of this album progress has started, kind of checked in and talked with them throughout all this. So I feel like I'm a part of it. Granted, I'm well, thank you, Marina. Black Sky Sunrise, out and out. So first and foremost, I want to applaud you on doing something that I could never, ever do. And that's seeing a project through to the end. Also achieving the goal on crowdfunding and, putting up with Paul's constant static background.
Oh, that's a nice background you got, Nate.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you been working out? Like you just got way more handsome, my guy.
It's all about how I lead.
Oh my God. You got a gremlin in there with you, Nate.
Yeah, I'm a little scared.
Pale little goblin just hanging out in the background.
So, first I want to ask, we'll talk about that single in a second, but with the album kind of being out now in this whole process, how do you guys feel?
Many emotions. A relief is one, just because we didn't think that, like, when we started kind of demoing things out, putting out a full length record seemed like the most like daunting task of all time. There was just way too many things against us as a band at the time when we started this, that I think there was a feeling that, like, we, in a sense, that we didn't really have like any business like kind of putting together something like this at the time.
Well, my thought was that we were like, everybody was we were saying, let's make an album. But as things kept getting harder, we were like, well, maybe it'll just be an EP. Well, maybe just a couple singles. We were like, this is really hard. I don't know if we can do this.
Yeah.
But
that relief is the one that comes to mind. But I'm for me personally, I'm proud. I'm proud of, like, you know, everybody's work that they put in these past, like, it's almost been 2 years since we started the process of the record. So, I mean, I'm just proud of everybody, like, within this process. That includes the band and anyone who worked on the record with us.
And that's something that's intriguing me. You mentioned how you felt like there were a lot of things kind of stacked against you. You know, this is, you know, you've been working on it for 2 years. We've spent the last year kind of in this weird pandemic turmoil. Mm-hmm. So, like, now you're poised to kind of just blow back into everything.
That was kind of the thought process when we did this. We're like, well, you know, when, you know, other bands are kind of sitting on their hands waiting around for stuff, we're gonna go to work. And, you know, we're kind of gonna use the pandemic as kind of a blessing in disguise in a way. Because I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, and, you know, Marina and Paul and Nick included, but, like, I don't think that kind of any of us thought that, like, we knew that the pandemic was something that actually saved the band. We all knew it, like, within us. We were like, if this didn't happen, I don't think we'd be making this record. And, you know, Marina and Paul can kind of touch on that if they want.
It would have been tough for us to have just, like, found time to, like, find time. I think if normal life was going on, like, you know, we were always playing shows or just living our life. I mean, we could have, like, written stuff out, but, like, I mean, at the rate that we were able to put everything together, I agree with Doug. I just don't think it just wouldn't have come out this way had the pandemic not happened. So, you know, turn something bad into something good.
You know what's crazy too is, like, I think the emotions were just so high by the time that we actually got into the studio, and, like, the actual lyric writing really came into play. And I think everybody in the group was just going through, like, a lot in our personal lives, and just sort of having this project to attach ourselves to and to really just express ourselves and have some kind of escape from all the drama and the craziness. Because, like, I was unemployed. Doug was, like, living out in Chicago. Like, nobody could leave their house. It was not a good time. So having the project was such a blessing. I mean, I'm super stoked, man. I can't believe it's out. It's crazy.
Yeah. That was at the time, and even more so now. I mean, I think I don't want to speak for everybody once again, but, like, for me personally, it was like all I had. Like, the promise of this record was kind of like something like, if I don't have this, like, what do I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, well, what do I got? Like, it kept me like kind of sane and kept me moving towards something that would just make me, and, like, I felt like at the time, like, you know, people around me feel better. And I think we accomplished that on this record, you know.
Yeah. And I think adding to, like, what Marina said too, it's like, I think we walked into the studio, like, you know, it had been a few months of quarantine at this point. We were all just, like, missing the stage. We were all missing just, like, playing music. And, you know, so much of the pre-production was just done remotely. All of it was done remotely. So finally, like, getting to play on like real instruments together and record it, and like just the energy whenever we'd have a really good take, we'd play it back and we'd be like, oh shit, this is really cool. So I don't know, all that energy just turned into something pretty powerful.
Totally.
There's another thing there that I feel like kind of is worth mentioning is you guys had a luxury, and I mean, I know this is going to be hindsight 2020. It's one of those things like you kind of, when we're all in this dealing with the pandemic and everything, is it doesn't feel like a luxury, but you guys did have that luxury of, all right, the world's kind of moved to a snail's pace. We can really focus on this, and everything that has come out, and it's also powerful. Like everything feels like it is fully complete to me. Would you say you guys feel the same way?
Yeah, thank you. No, I think we probably wrote like 30 different ideas for this record, and I think all of us kind of made it like a pact together that we weren't going to do this unless we kind of felt like any given song off of this record could potentially be a single. And that was the mentality that we went in with. Like it wasn't like, okay, we just need songs to like just slap on this record. No, we were thinking about every single thing that we were trying to do. So yeah, everything was kind of, every little piece of music that you hear on this record, it was thought of like and extensively, to the point of like, you know, the arguments, just the bad feelings in the studio, and that, like there was some blow-ups. There was, but that's how I knew that we were onto something, because it was like, oh man, like if we're actually like, it means that everybody was caring. Yeah. So yeah.
I mean that's a huge sign of passion. Speaking of, I mean, there've been what I've lost count, 4 singles.
5 or 6 now, I think.
5, yeah.
If you count Monster, and
if you count Monster and the Light, then 6, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll go with 6, and every song has had that standalone kind of epic feel. I want to talk about The Only Ones. Yeah. Man, you guys really. It's very rare, and you guys kind of have this talent. Every time I hear Crashing Atlas, I'm hooked. I'm captivated. But this one, man, just kind of knocked it out of the park for me. Like this is the one. This is going to be hard to beat. And I'm pretty sure I said it last time too. But you know what? Here we are. You guys beat it. And so I want to ask about that track. First and foremost, it's kind of driving. And there's a way that Marina delivers the chorus, "We're the Only Ones," that just really hits. So what was it like putting that one together?
That's go ahead, Marina. Yeah.
I actually have a lot of thoughts about that song, because I think it was one of the most, that one came together in the most interesting way that I think any song that I've ever had a part of writing could possibly come together. I remember when it was in demo mode, and there's something about like the rhythm of that song in the chorus that I just had the hardest time. I had the verses written for a really long time. I remember those verses were written before we ever got into the studio, and I was super happy with them. And we didn't change anything about them because I was stoked on them. The chorus was freaking impossible. I had no idea what to do. That song went through a lot of changes, and what I remember was we were in the studio and we were all just frustrated. The media was like just really overwhelming at the time with the pandemic and the election and all kinds of crazy stuff, like with Black Lives Matter, and just things were really reaching a boiling point in the country while we were in the studio over the summer. And it was just getting like really chaotic and like very stressful. Like no matter what side you stand on, it doesn't really matter like what your opinion is on whatever subject, like it's stressful and it's chaotic and it feels like a manipulation game. So I couldn't really figure out how to put the words together for this. And I do kind of want to talk about the video that that inspired the chorus a little bit. But basically, I just asked everybody to just in the room, just have a conversation and just talk about how they were feeling about everything. And I was just sitting here like taking a bunch of notes and stuff like that and just writing down everything that I thought was interesting and every like little key phrase that people were saying that I really wanted to put in the song. I loved that, man. It felt like everybody was really like just a huge integral part of how it came out.
Yeah.
What about and the video too? There was this YouTube video.
No, go ahead. Tell them about that.
Let's hear the YouTube video.
There was this YouTube video, and like, I'm not trying to out anyone, but all I'll say is it's a video about how to chop your Christmas tree up. And it was so funny. It's like a really small video. You're never gonna find it.
Well, there's two videos. There's also a watch review.
Yeah.
There's a chopping Christmas trees, and there's a review of a watch, right? And can I sing what you guys came up with for that?
Yeah, I totally. Yeah.
Okay, is it okay if I curse here? Or
yeah.
You know, like bleep it out? Okay. So I think Paul had a lot to do with the rhythm of how the tag came along, but Nick and Doug were making fun of these videos, and they were just like, hey, fuck your Christmas, check out my gloves. The one thing I don't like is don't get bug spray on your watch.
and
it was so stupid.
And Felix heard that. Like he heard like Nick and I doing this thing, and then Paul adding the thing at the end, and then he turns around and he goes, wait, what's that? And then he decided, like, he's like, Marina, whatever that melody is, that's what you're gonna write the lyrics on. And
it was so funny.
Yeah.
So to me, upon listening, and I know exactly what you're describing, it feels, and knowing the background of the song, it fits even better. It feels like that moment on a roller coaster where you're like building up to the hill, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, the bottom just drops out. And given the last year we've had, that just makes the impact that much stronger to me.
Once we nailed that chorus down, I remember we wrote the bridge after the chorus was done. And that was just a really fun part to write because it's very like kind of marching, like anthemic, like it's really big. And we just had the best time writing that song. Like I remember hating that song in the demo mode because I was hitting my head against the wall. Like I wanted to die writing that song. I couldn't think of anything to do with it. And we got into the studio and everybody was just loose and joking and having fun and just like being super real and throwing their like honest opinions and thoughts out there. And I was able to take that and kind of make it more lyrical and stuff like that, which was awesome. And even cooler, we just thought that song was just going to be like a regular Crashing Atlas song. We're like, cool, this is one of our songs, and we all loved it. We thought it was great. And then we ran into the opportunity to get Kellin Quinn on the song, like a really insane feature for us. And I remember seeing, because he was offering affordable features for smaller artists, and I called the guys and I was just like, you guys, we really have to do this. I think he would be perfect for this song. And everybody was like, yeah, do what you want to do. Like, we'll see what happens. And he was like, I love the song. Like, send it over. I want to do it. And I was losing my mind because I was such a huge Sleeping with Sirens fan growing up. I still am, like, I'm kind of obsessed with Kellin. So it's crazy to hear his voice on the song.
So what's that look like? You just send him kind of the track where it was at, like the demoing phase, and then he just sends his vocals back?
Well, yeah, I had basically recorded all the vocals for the entire song, and I sent it over to Kellin, and I was just like, hey, here's our song, here's the lyrics, like, here's what it's about, whatever. And he just emailed back and was like, I dig it. I'm going to do it. Send me the instrumental. I'll sing over it. And it was just really cool. He was really, really nice about fixing things that I really wanted to get fixed, because I was like, okay, we have this feature, we have this really rocking song. I just wanted it to be perfect. And I was like, hey man, can you just put like some ad libs and just throw whatever you want on there? And he did, and it came out like so cool.
No, it is fantastic. I think it's reflective of the entire final product. Congratulations again. There's been a lot going on in the Crashing Atlas camp these past few years, and I'm really excited for you guys. Where can they pick up the album?
Anywhere and everywhere. And then I believe that you guys will have the opportunity to buy actual physical copies within our store. And what's the link to that again, Marina?
It's just crashingatlas.com/shop or something. If you go to crashingatlas.com, we'll have a merch store available there. But yeah, it's not going to be a Target or Walmart or anything like that, but we're on Bandcamp, we're on Spotify and iTunes and all that good stuff. And if you want a physical copy, you can get it from Bandcamp or our website.
Guys, congratulations again. Thank you so much for joining me, and really excited.
Dude, Nate, thank you for supporting us through the making of the album and just catching up with us while we're doing it. It's really cool to talk about it.
No, it has been a fun ass year, and looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely.
100.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, and let me know where, like, I don't know if it's that hair product you use or what I don't know. You just look really good. If you can help me,
this handsome guy,
help me figure this out, like,
taking a lot of vitamins.
Always looking to upgrade my wardrobe, my my workout routine, whatever. Just help a brother out.
I got you, Paul.